Hi, and welcome to class 1 of our calligraphy series. Whether you are a beginner or just here to sharpen your skills, so this class is for you. Before we dive into words and flourishing, we will train our hand to move with control, rhythm, and confidence. So grab your favorite brush pen and let's get started. Before we jump into today's class, I wanted to give you a little glimpse of how calligraphy can be used in so many beautiful ways. You can use it to create greeting cards, wall art, journal pages, gift tags, or even just thoughtful notes with personal touch. It's a creative skill that turns simple words into something truly meaningful. So let's start with the basics, simple strokes that lead to beautiful letters. Let's start with the two most important strokes in calligraphy, the thin upstroke and the thick downstroke. Thin strokes go up and thick strokes come down. For the upstroke, use the tip of your brush pen and apply just a little pressure to keep it light and smooth. For the downstrokes, press a bit more firmly to get that thick, bold line, but keep it steady and controlled. Learning this contrast between light and heavy pressure is the foundation of every beautiful letter you will create. First, we start with upstrokes. As the name sounds, start at the bottom and gently glide your pen upwards using the lightest pressure possible. Think of this like drawing a delicate strand of hair. Your pen should barely touch the paper. Upstrokes always stay thin and airy. So here's the tip, keep your wrist loose and avoid pressing down. Now the opposite motion, the downstroke. Start at the top and pull your pen straight down, this time using firm pressure. This stroke should be thick, bold, and confident, like laying down a strong foundation. Think of it as grounding the letter, it adds weight and structure. So let's try a few slowly. Down, pause, lift. Keep the pressure even. Now that you are comfortable with your upstrokes and downstrokes, it's time to combine them into a single flowing motion without lifting your pen. This overturn starts with a light upstroke. As you reach the top of the curve, ease into a heavier pressure and move into a thick downstroke. Think of like drawing a smooth upside down U. You will see this shape often in letters like M, N, H. So what's the key here is learning to transition smoothly from light to heavy. Keep your hand relaxed, take your time on the curve and let it flow naturally. Our next one is underturn. It's just the opposite of the overturn stroke. Let's flip that around. This one starts with a heavy downstroke, curves at the bottom and finishes with the light upstroke. It forms a shape like a lowercase u. Down with the pressure, curve around, then lift gently. This stroke appears a lot in letters like U, W, and even Y. Keep practicing that soft transition. Now let's combine together the overturn and the underturn into one smooth flowing shape called the compound curve. We will begin with a light upstroke, then press into a thick downstroke and move up to another light upstroke, all in one smooth motion without picking up your pen. Think of it like drawing a soft wave, up, down, and up again, smooth and steady. Our next one is ascending loop. Letters like B, D, I, and H use this tall looping stroke. Start with the thin upstroke, curve into a loop at the top, then come down with the thick downstroke. Keep this loop open and relaxed with light pressure going up and heavier pressure on the way down. Now let's look at the opposite motion, the descending loop. This one starts with a thick downstroke, curving below the baseline. At the bottom, release the pressure and loop back with a light upstroke. You will use this stroke in letters like G, J, Y. Our next one is oval. This is the most important strokes in calligraphy. You will see this in letters like A, D, O, and Q. Start a little to the right, then draw a soft oval in the counterclockwise direction. Use light pressure on the sides, heavy pressure on the downstroke, and lift back to light to finish the shape. Our next one is the loop. This stroke looks like a ribbon and is used in decorative letters or flourishes. Start with a light upstroke, then curve and press into a thick downstroke, and lift again as you finish the curve. Now let's practice a series of compound curves, each combining an upstroke with light pressure and a downstroke with heavy pressure. Focus on maintaining consistent spacing, angle, and pressure transition across the row. Alright, let's go over all our basic strokes one more time that we learned today. Upstrokes, downstrokes, curves, loops, and ovals. This helps your hand remember the motion, build your muscle memory, and improves your pressure control every time you try. You can fill 2 or 3 pages each stroke. Just take your time and enjoy the process and let your hand just use to the flow. Let's fill the page together stroke by stroke. Focus on your pressure control, light upstrokes, steady downstrokes. Each row is a chance to build more rhythm in your hand. Keep your wrist relaxed and let your pen move naturally. It's okay if they are not perfect. That's all part of the training, your muscle memory. Try to keep the spacing even and enjoy the movement. The more you repeat, the more confident your strokes will become. Now for ascending loops, glide upward with a light stroke, loop gently at the top, then press down with a thick line. Flow into the descending loops, start with pressure, loop below the baseline, then lift up lightly. For ovals, keep your pressure light on the sides and firm on the downstroke. And finally, the loop stroke almost like a ribbon, carving gracefully with each motion. And that's it for today's class. You did amazing. Even if your strokes felt a bit wobbly, that's totally okay. The more you go over these strokes, the more natural they'll start to feel, like your hand just knows where to go. Keep those practice pages nearby and enjoy the process. I'll see you in class 2 where we will start forming lowercase letters using the strokes we practiced today. And if you found this class helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you won't miss the next class and tutorial. Thank you.